meters, and I stood up, and everything had gone from color to monochrome. Everything was in black and white. Nobody about anywhere. And then I suddenly had this awful feeling that where was my sound recordist, Lulu? And I started to shake, and being head of the unit, I was responsible for her safety. So I decided to go back down the street where I just crawled and try and find her. I got back to the position. I couldn't see her, but I found the sound mixer, and 3 foot underneath that, my smash camera. And I picked this up and put it around my shoulder. And Paul, we wondered where you were, and it was Lulu, and she was saved. And then I stayed in the UK about a week, and then I came back to New York and spent 8 months with the firefighters that survived me. As we were running down the street, initially there were 22 of us there, and only about 6 of us survived, and it depended which way down that street you went. If you went to the left or right, you didn't survive. If you went down a corridor that
happened, but it must have had a lasting impact on you.
Well, yes. I mean, I obviously I can never ever forget it, and I think about it constantly. I mean, every week. Doesn't go by without me thinking about it, but you know, it's moments like this that you know, it brings it all back to me. And my family, my wife tells me to stop talking about it, but I do like talking about it because I think that's a way of getting it out of my system, really. But I mean, it was a hell of a shock for all of us, and even people like me that are used to hard news and disasters and things. You know, I'm sure it's had an effect on me.
And do you still have the camera, Paul?
Yes, it's here actually. This is it. Still got all the dust on it.
You have a look.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
And the front was completely decapitated, so whatever hit that hit me as well. I'm very, very lucky. I mean, I still think how remarkable it was, you know, for me to escape from all that, and with footage as well.
And how will you commemorate the day?
Well, we're just having a quiet day with the family, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it and what we're all doing again that day, and just thinking about everybody that didn't survive.
Yeah. I'm sure your missus is a wonderful woman, but I think the specialists always say, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. So if she ever gets bored of listening, give me a ring. I'm very happy to listen for as long as you want, Paul. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on the programme this morning.
Nice to talk to you, and good luck with the day. Look after yourself. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Paul was one of the lucky ones. Not everybody made it out. As we keep saying today, almost 3,000 people died. 345 first responders died. Most of those were firefighters, and some police officers dying as well. Their families will be coming to terms once again today with what happened. Some survivors, like Paul though, buried alive but managed to get out.
So this is a piece of World Trade Center steel I take out and I share with children, and it's something that means a lot to me and it means a lot to them.
It was the same steel that pinned Will Jimeno, a former Port Authority policeman, to the ground for more than 13 hours. The South Tower collapsed as his team entered the building to rescue others. Jimeno and Sergeant John McLaughlin were the only people to be pulled alive from underneath the rubble of the Twin Towers.
Oh, without a doubt, it was a miracle. There was many miracles that day. It was a miracle of having a great leader like Sergeant McLaughlin, who actually told us where to run when the building's coming out. I actually saw a debris field coming toward us. It's a miracle that I was able to push forward when I wanted to die. And it was a miracle that our bodies were able to sustain such trauma.
Now 53, he still wears a brace, the result of catastrophic injuries to the left side of his body. The battle with PTSD is also lifelong. A former US Navy veteran, he agrees with the decision to end the war in Afghanistan, but not the way it was enacted.
It was time to end the war. I particularly am not happy the way it was done. You know, we lost 13 fellow Americans. And there's a lot of good people in Afghanistan that, I pray for them because, I'm a father of 2 daughters. It breaks my heart to have to hear that women are not going to be treated the same. That's very difficult.
For the children of 9/11 victims, reminders of that day are not just on anniversaries. John Egan's Aunt Christine and Dad Michael were 2 of 67 Britons who died that day. The ache of loss has intensified with the birth of his own son.
Every time you think you're okay and, enough time has passed to heal, you cross a milestone in life or something happens, to me that makes me think about my father more and makes me wish I could have a chat with him, just miss him.
Do you feel like justice has been served?
I don't think justice can ever be served. I love many of the Navy SEALs I've met. They caught Osama bin Laden. That made me very happy to know that, to hear their stories of doing that. That doesn't bring my father back.
It is just another day without their loved ones, each one equally painful. Martha Kellner, Sky News, New York.
Not sure if you can just hear that in the background, Star Spangled Banner at the North Tower. And shortly we'll be hearing from the Fire Department of New York, the New York Police Department. There'll be an honour guard and bagpipe and drummers processional just starting now. As you can hear, a musical performance that we are expecting. We heard there the Star Spangled Banner performed by the Young People's Chorus of New York City. Greg Milam is with me in New York today. Greg, we're going to be seeing 3 presidents at least today at Ground Zero.
Yeah, that's right. Joe Biden, of course, is already in New York, the serving commander-in-chief to lead the country in this moment of commemoration. Former President Barack Obama has actually just issued a statement. He's here with the former First Lady Michelle Obama, and their statement focusing on what a lot of people focus on, and as we just heard there, that effort of those first responders, the people who ran towards the Twin Towers that day, and Barack Obama and Michelle Obama in that statement saying 9/11 reminded us how so many Americans give of themselves in extraordinary ways, not just in moments of great crisis, but every single day. Let's never forget that, and let's never take it for granted. So that focus, that honor guard you mentioned, it was interesting all day yesterday down near that plaza. You see first responders who fly in from all over America to pay tribute to their colleagues from the New York Fire Department and the Police Department and their heroism that day. It means a lot, that mantra of never forget. It means a lot to first responders all over the country to be part of these commemorations and what they mean. Wherever you go in the US, you'll see on fire engines and police vehicles that message of never forget, and the lessons of 9/11 very much carried by first responders all